Hello. My name is Gerry McIntyre, and I'm the Associate Artistic Director of the York Theater. And tonight's unsung guest is Salisha Thomas. I met Salisha in 2014. We were doing Once on This Island at Theater Works Palo Alto. She was Timoon and I was the choreographer. And we met and we fell in love, and we've been laughing together ever since. She makes me so happy. I had a great time doing this interview with her. She is a swing in the new musical, Once Upon a One More Time, which is the Britney Spears musical. So she's a perfect candidate for Unsung. Hey, sister.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is cool.
I'm so glad that you're here. First of all, how did you get here? Was yesterday with the snow and all that, was it shenanigans?
That's the thing. She's still in California. Canceled my flight.
Oh.
And was running around, and because I canceled my flight, my parents were like, great, let's see more families. So that's that. But I'm in Fresno right now, and I'm trying to fly out again tonight. I don't know. How is the weather? Are you in New York right now?
I'm in New York right now. It's just cold.
Okay.
You know, the thing about the news is like, oh my God, it's snowing and everyone's gonna die. So get ready. Last night, I was in Florida. I was doing a show in Florida. They canceled two of my flights. I had a flight at 2 o'clock and at 5 o'clock. So they canceled both of them the night before. So I took the 6 a.m. flight from Sarasota, Florida, which 6 a.m. is not my favorite.
Wow.
I got here just in time, and then because everything started to shut down, and I got here just in time, and I just cold. I have a North Face, so I mean,
You're fine. It's okay.
Fine. It's okay, and I went last night. I went outside. I had dinner at a restaurant like normal people. I
love that. New York. Anything that the news puts New York, like when New York is ever in the news, it looks apocalyptic. It's movie ready. That's why so many movies are filmed in New York, because it looks like a movie. So they do the same thing for the news. It's like, we have rain, the hurricane of a century, everyone's dying.
Exactly. It's that thing. I'm like, well, is it? And I was looking.
I'm fine. Are you fine?
I thought I was okay, because I'm looking out the window going, oh my God, I'm gonna, I was planning on staying in and watching Ozark, because I haven't watched Ozark yet, the new season. So I was planning, I had my stuff ready to go and have a date with myself for Ozark. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to stay by myself. I'm boring myself. So I had to go outside. When you bore yourself, I don't know about you. Where were you during the pandemic?
Oh.
In New York?
Oh, yeah. In my apartment by myself.
How'd that go?
The first 3 months, pretty tough.
Did you let anybody in your apartment?
Heck no. I was like, you know what? I'm dating this guy, not really into him. This is a great time because I don't have to kiss him anymore. You stay over there.
No, not. Please don't do it.
I ain't going nowhere. I went everywhere with my gloves. I had my mask. I had my shields. Oh
my God, you had the shield too.
I even covered my hair. I was like, I don't know if the germs can get into my hair. So I was fully like, I was stressed. It was really.
Oh my God, it was, the thought about it, the thought of it again, like sitting outside in the snow. I was sitting outside in the snow and drinking because I didn't want to get COVID, but I wanted to drink.
I will say during the pandemic, all the restaurants uptown were delivering alcohol. I was like, you'll deliver my margarita? Thank you.
God. That is the best thing in the world. And were you doing a show and it got canceled during it?
Yep, I was in rehearsals for the Britney Spears musical. We were 12 days in and they were like, hey, Broadway's shutting down. Go home.
What? Oh, Lord. And where were you rehearsing here?
New 42.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
That was cute. And then because no one knew what was going on.
No, there were people in our rehearsal hall hacking, coughing. They probably had COVID, But we didn't know.
No one knew
I heard
anything.
about that one usher who had COVID at like one random show, but everybody had COVID. We didn't test for it.
I didn't know. I had no, because the only thing I read is Broadway World and Playbill.com to see if I'm there. So I didn't know anything was going on in the world. So all of a sudden, I'm in rehearsal in Connecticut doing a show, and they said, "You're gonna have to leave because of COVID." And I'm like, "This lady's crazy. This artistic director, she crazy, because she thinks that we're gonna stop rehearsal down. She crazy." And because I thought she was crazy.
Because we thought they were all crazy.
Didn't know. And then I checked my phone, and my friend Dustin Cross was going to the opening of Six. And he's texting me, he's like, "Oh, Six got canceled tonight." I'm like, Opening night. So that's when I knew it was real.
That's when you knew.
Because
when they're canceling an opening night on Broadway.
Stuff is real. When they open it night, it's canceled. The other crazy lady in the room, she was right. Crazy lady. I wouldn't say her name, God bless her. She's probably so mad at me that I called her crazy lady. But
crazy lady. We ain't canceling nothing. I was at a restaurant when they first all started happening, and the waitress was like, "Oh, thank you for coming. Come on in. Look, I'm disinfecting the table." I was like, "What? Thank you." No clue what the pandemic, what I was like.
I don't know. Did I miss the memo? Did we miss it? What happened? Like, I feel.
Well, I feel like we're so used to epidemics and like being over there, not here.
Right.
And it just never feels like, oh, that's going to happen to us. That's for those places, whatever that means. And
right.
It came and it took everybody down.
It took everybody down. Listen, I'm going to say I'm the only one of my friends, my good friends, that I didn't get the first one, and I didn't get the Omicron. I didn't get either I'm knocking on wood everywhere. I'm the only one. I have been with friends, like 3 of us in a car, driving 4 hours to someplace, and then driving 4 hours back, and I didn't get it. And both of them are like, "Oh my God, I got COVID in the car." I'm like, I don't know. It must be the tequila.
Gerry?
It's got to be the tequila.
I don't want to say it either because I don't want to jinx anything. I didn't get it either. No, and I'm like, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to but it feels like a plague. How can I've known people, like 2 people living together. One person gets it, the other one doesn't.
It's bananas. I feel I have survivor guilt. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm just like, how did I not get it? I test all the time, rehearsals, 3 times a week. I test all the time. I'm like, well, this is the one, this is the week. And just like, because I never feel it, but you can have it and not feel like have symptoms. So, but I'm like, oh my God, it's been a miracle.
A miracle. That's the word.
That's the word. Wonders of wonders, miracles of miracles. A little bit on the roof. Just
glory to the Most High. Thank you, Jesus.
Hallelujah.
On all the wood.
Okay, so let's these people are going to be laughing at us because we're just having a conversation. So Salisha and I met in. I was about to say a year, and then I couldn't remember.
2014.
2014. Because you know what, COVID, I don't remember any dates. Everything to me is 15 years. We met 15 years ago. I just say, when was the show 15 years ago? I don't, because 15 seems good and possible. 2014, we did Once on This Island at Theater Works in Palo Alto. And she was T-Moon. Yes, she was waiting for life. Ooh la, ooh la.
Ooh la, ooh la.
Oh my God! And how was your experience? What did you? Because we of course we have a different experience. Tell me your experience. What you felt? How do you know?
Oh, it was, first of all, so exciting because that was the show that gave me my equity card. So forever grateful. Yep. Yeah. I was like, oh wait, how does this work? They're moving me up to Northern California, like just the greenest of green. They're moving me up here. They're paying, like I can like live off of this, and this is cool. Okay, and so that was it. It was all very eye-opening, and new. I felt very welcomed. It was cool that I made friends. I was like, will I make friends? Like, how does this work? And I made lifelong friends from that show.
Where did you go to school?
Cal State Fullerton in Southern California.
Oh, so you're like a Cali girl, all the way Cali. And so
Yeah.
you graduated in when did you graduate?
Technically 2014, but I finished at like December of 2013, which is how I was able to do that contract. If I hadn't graduated one semester early, I would not have been able to do Once on this Island.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know why that is because well, it's 2014 and I can't remember anything. I didn't know all that stuff going into it. Oh my God. I had I had a great time because of Robert. Robert trusted me,
Yes.
which was so great. That was the best
Well, it
part.
was cool working with you. It's like, I feel like what a privilege to like work with people who did the original. I've always felt that way. Like this little theater nerd who happens to do theater. Whenever you get to work with somebody who was in the original Broadway production of anything, what a special, like, it's so special. We would like Google you, like, oh, that's Gerry at the Tony Awards. Like, and here you are. That can also very intimidating, by the way. Like, it's
Yeah,
one thing to meet you. It's another thing to work with you. And I'm like in this show, I'm like, I don't know. I'm new here. Like,
right.
that was very cool, very new.
Oh my God. And I love it. Like Paris too. Like I remember who played Daniel was just the sweetest. And the two of you, that relationship was so amazing to me. That was
They're
perfect.
still friends to this day. I remember thinking, oh, is he straight? Is he gay? Is this my new boyfriend? Am I gonna marry him? And then I was like, oh, dang it, he's gay.
Oh my God. The Daniels usually aren't.
I love him to this
I'm not
day.
heard anything about Jerry Dixon. You never heard a word from me. Oh my God. And Max, come on, guy. The cast was amazing. And I I knew Max was the only person I ever worked with in that company, which is, at that time really odd to me. Because you usually go into a theater, go into a rehearsal and you're like, I know this one, I know this one. And
Yeah.
I knew only Max.
Yeah. I didn't know any of them. Like Max, we were just like, oh my gosh, his abs, his teeth, he's so strong. Like, I still love him.
Not his abs, his teeth. I think Max Kavan guy is doing like 7 Broadway shows at one time.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I was like, oh, Jagged Little Pill? I didn't know you were in that.
Right. And then I saw like in the beginning, it was like he was in Waitress, like a
Oh,
commercial
yeah.
for Waitress. And then I saw him in Jack Little Pill doing something. I'm like, is he in 2 Broadway shows at one time? Because that's fierce if he is. I wish that was true.
How he did that.
Right?
I don't know. I would see him on the train and some like how it is in New York. It's like you see your friends on the train or you see people that you know on the train and it's not always a moment to like be like, "Hey, let's have a whole conversation." But it is like a nice like it feels like home when I see people who I've worked with, who I love, who
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? It's not time to have a full-on conversation during this commute right now, but I know that he's over there and it feels good. Like it just feels like home. Do you know what I mean at all?
I know exactly what you mean. And with this crazy thing, with this thing, I see all these people, like, and I'm like, we're on the subway or something, and I can't, you really can't. You want to like go, okay, let's have a full conversation on the train, and then you can't really because you have that thing over your face, and then people come up to me and go, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey, I have no idea.
Hey.
I have not a clue. I don't. And it's horrible. It's a horrible thing, but it's a true thing. I was at the theater where I was actually seeing Cheek to Cheek at the York. And this person came up to me at the end of the show. I had a full conversation, like laughing, and I was trying to figure out where I knew him from. And I couldn't figure it out.
See?
See, because I couldn't tell the truth and lie. You know what I mean? I shouldn't lie.
You know too many people.
That is a true story. But I should have told the truth and said, I'm sorry, it's the mask. Can you tell me
who are you? I don't know who you are.
Imagine so. He was the artistic director of the theater that I'm about to do Spamilton in this summer. Horrible person. horrible person. Because he texted me the next day, he was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I ran into you at cheek to cheek. I'm like, oh my God, thank God, the mystery is solved.
The mystery is solved.
It's my boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going well. Okay, so you did Once in This Island, you got your equity card, and then you went right into Beautiful, like, because that's just in my brain. I saw you Once in This Island, then all of a sudden I'm like, she's in Beautiful? Like it was like 2 days.
Well, it felt like that. I think I was waiting to move to New York. I was like, I want to have this much money saved up. I want to have a bi-coastal agent, and I want my equity card. And I'd saved up, and I stumbled upon an agent, and then I got my equity card, and just boom, boom, boom. And I was like, well, I'm going to go give it a try. And I like silently gave away my shifts at Disney, and I went to New York for a month just to visit. Didn't tell anybody I was going out there. And I I saw a bunch of shows, and I just loved it, Gerry. I fell in love with the city, and I felt so much peace. Like, I thought I lived a happy life. I thought I was a peaceful, joyful person before, but when I got to New York, I felt like, oh, I don't know what life I've been living, but this feels right. But I was too afraid to move. And I met this homeless man in New York, just at a subway stop. And he was like, I don't know who you are, but you need to move, and you need to do it now.
Okay, wait, what? Like he's like a ghost from like his Christmas Carol, kind of like, you need to move.
Well, I always talk to strangers, and like in California, you talk to somebody, they don't follow you down the street. New York is different, but I was still California mind. I'm minding my business. I'm waiting for the train. Somebody sits down next to me, homeless guy. I'm like, you and I, we're the same person. Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking, whatever. And he looks at me, and I just look at him, and he says hello, and I say hello, and he's like, his eyes, we just literally looked in each other's eyes, and it's so weird. And he just said that, and I got goosebumps, and then my train came, and he didn't get on, and I did, and I put my notice in that day.
Oh my God, what show were you doing in Disney?
Mickey and the Magical Map, and Five and Dime at California Adventure.
You have to give me more.
Okay, so Mickey and the Magical Map was a new show with like Mulan, Rapunzel. I played Princess Tiana, and I came out at the end. It was like a cute gig, 5 shows a day. The show was 20 minutes. I was on stage for 2 of those minutes.
Oh, yeah.
It was so fun. And then Five and Dime, it was like one girl and then like 5 boys in a jalopy. They're all playing music. And then the one girl's like singing all these jazz standards and just riding through the streets of California Adventure. That was like a much longer commit. Like that was like a 20-minute show, but you're the only soloist 8 times a day. So that was much more work, but still so fun. And
I love jalopy. Let's just get that straight.
Yeah, what the heck is a jalopy? Like, it's just a part of my vocabulary now. Like the little car down the street, like.
Love it. Oh my God.
That's what I was doing at Disney, and I loved it. It was so fun.
Right.
But I felt like not at rest. I don't know. Like I just woke up one day and was like, something's not. I'm not at rest anymore, and I don't know what it is. Yeah. And so I like ran away to New York for 30 days. And while I was there, that guy said that to me, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I quit.
And then you moved to New York?
Within 2 weeks.
Oh my, did you have someplace to stay? Who'd you stay with?
Well, that's a whole other story. Like I stayed on the couch of a friend from college those 30 days. And then while I was there, I saw one of my friends from college post about a sublet for like $800, my own room. And I was like, it was a safe neighborhood. I met the roommates and I loved it. I was like, Deanna, if I say yes, that means I'm moving here.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, I know, you don't have to, but like, you're my first choice. Because she was like going to go do a contract out in Utah or something. Wow. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. And the week I moved to New York, I got an appointment for Beautiful and was cast after the weekend.
Are you kidding me?
No, I did not even.
Like it took you 7 days to get like a national tour.
And you're making it sound simple, but I really feel like that was all God. Like it's.
Oh, no, I'm making this. All I'm saying is that is just divine intervention. That is just you're supposed to be where you're supposed to be. That's
Right?
a true story. It's a true story. Unbelievable.
And it
Did you
didn't
have,
make
did
what?
you have an agent at the time? Did you just open
I
source?
had a bi-coastal agent, but that was the first thing that they sent me out on. Like it was such a new relationship. They'd never sent me out. And when I asked, because I went to see Motown and my friend gave me a backstage tour, I was like, oh my gosh, backstage at a Broadway show. And he was telling me about his whole thing. He was like, I'm in top 4 for Kinky Boots, callbacks. I'm in final callbacks for Beautiful. He was like, oh, you could be in that. Over here, we have our wigs. This is where we hang out. And he just barely mentioned it. And I asked my agent, I was like, can you get me in for Beautiful? And they were like, probably not.
Oh,
But we'll see what we can do. And they did. 2 days later, they gave me all the sides, all the songs. They got me an audition. And that was the first day that I was going to wait tables in a restaurant, which I was so bad at. And I did the audition, but it was so intimidating because I didn't know it was callbacks week. They'd been casting it for months, and this was their final week of casting.
oh my God. Okay, who's the casting director? Tara Rubin?
Copel.
Oh,
Stephen Copel, yeah.
okay. And so you're like there's like 17 million girls that look like you.
Beautiful Black women.
Yes.
I thought I was gonna be the token. Nope.
Oh,
Nope. Not
my
only
God.
that, I had just seen all these girls in their shows because I'd been seeing shows right before I moved,
Right.
stage dooring them, and now I'm in auditions with them. I'm like, what am I doing here? And I thought Stephen Copel was the monitor. So he was like, Salisha, you're next. And I was like, thank you for being here. He was like, thank you for being here.
Hilarious. And who's behind the table when you get in the room?
I didn't know them at the time. Mark Bruni, Jason Howland, Josh Prince, the director, the music supervisor, and the choreographer.
Oh my God. And you sing, what do you sing?
Well, all the girls, I could hear all their auditions. They were singing Locomotion, which I was like, I can hit the notes, but like not 8 times a week. I really don't want to do that song. You know, we lowered little Once on This Island 6 half steps for me.
Not 6 half steps.
6
You're like, a stranger in white in a car.
Going somewhere like an alto.
We love a good alto. Listen, Gladys Knight's my favorite alto in the world. Come on, altos. Altos rule. Oh, so you said, what did you sing then? What that got you the gig?
They gave me Locomotion and Will You Love Me Tomorrow, and I was like, everybody started with Locomotion. I'm like, if they hear me sing that, they're not gonna ask for Will You Love Me. And I walked in and Stephen Copel was like, didn't you just move here? And I said, I just came with a suitcase and a dream. And they started laughing, and Mark Bruni, the director, was like, you can start with whatever you want. I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I sang Will You Love Me Tomorrow? And that's the part that I got. And that's the part I made my Broadway debut in 2 years later.
Oh my God. So
yeah.
You did the tour for how long?
2 years.
You did the tour for 2 years.
A year and 9 months, but yeah.
Oh my God. I don't remember it, but I have to go back and check it out. Do you have any video of you singing the song?
I think so.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
Oh.
I know it's probably illegal, but send it to me.
Oh, sure. I've got a couple bootlegs.
I love a good bootleg. But you know what I love about it? Because it's, like being a director and a choreographer, it's those people who come in the room and you're like, oh my God, I want to spend like 2 weeks or 3 weeks with this person. You know what I mean? That's the part that's refreshing about you. That's so gorgeous that you made them laugh. And they're like, oh my God, the 17 other girls can sing it, whatever. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, it matters to me, but I'm just saying, someone walks in the room, you're like, oh my God, she is hilarious. And I want to spend the next 3 weeks or however long the rehearsal period is with that person. Instead of, someone who comes and you're like, have that attitude or whatever and start snapping at the pianist which is my favorite thing because they're
Oh, it's the eyes when the pianist and the person get off and they're like,
and they're looking at me like, he's horrible. I'm like, well, that's the musical director.
That's the musical director.
So it's been nice meeting you, and thank you very much for getting out.
Musical director, he's horrible.
They roll their eyes like, like a little kid, like, oh, I can't believe I have to work with this. It's like, well, you will not be working with this because you're not in play anymore. And my favorite thing is to slide the picture. Like, while they're singing and they're out, I just take the picture and I go to the left because I'm left-handed. I just go, it's over.
No, wow.
Over. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so you did it for a year and 9 months on the road. Did you save your money, girl? Just gotta ask.
Bought a home. I saved my little coins.
Where'd you buy a home?
Took myself out every Monday night for steak in Washington Heights. Well, like I'm at 190th. I'm way up there.
Oh, that's cute though. That's cute. I was on Haven during the pandemic, the beginning of it, which is like 181st or something. But it was different uptown. I'm glad I was uptown because I would not want to be midtown during that thing. Because when I came to midtown, it was like a ghost town. It's like someone dropped a bomb, and I was walking down the streets, and all the theaters were closed, and it was
apocalyptic, Gerry.
Absolutely. The people in town were like, I got my chicken and my rice and beans. I was ready to go. I would go to the liquor store and get my rotisserie chicken and rice and beans, and everybody would say hello, in masks and everything. It was such a different community uptown.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as scared uptown because everyone was like, everyone was wearing a mask, but everyone was still talking, and it was not like, when I went midtown, no one was talking. Like everyone was walking around like and looking down. I was like
if you look at somebody, you'll catch it.
You'll catch it.
That's what it felt like. Can't make eye contact. You gotta catch it.
Don't look at me, please. Don't look at me.
Please don't look at me.
Oh my God. And so how long did you do Beautiful on the Great White Way?
Until it closed. They had to drag me out of the theater. 2 years.
Oh, really?
They had to drag me out.
That's fantastic though. So you saw everybody come through.
Oh yeah.
You and Liz Larson, who's my buddy.
Liz Larson, she was like, I live at the Stephen Sondheim.
Like the both of you turned off the lights at the same time.
We turned off the lights at the same time.
2 years.
I loved it there.
And it's so, you know what? I think 2 years is the longest I've ever done a Broadway show, but 2 years was my cap.
Really?
Oh, it was my cap. I was just like, because I remember going into, it was Anything Goes with Lapone. I always like to say the good one. So, you sign in, and it was like the end of the second year, and I was like, oof, I don't want to do it. And it just became like every time I got to the call board, I would have like anxiety. I'm like, that thing. You're like, oh, and because I just knew there was other people that wanted the job more than me, and I wanted.
Interesting.
I had to get out, and it was fantastic to get. So I told my agents, I need to start auditioning for like lead parts. So they were like, like all this stuff, and then I go into the theater and have like my sides, and it was like, are you planning on leaving Anything Goes on Broadway? I'm like, yeah, because I'm the photographer. He don't even have a name. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm the photographer and the purser understudy, which, I want to have a name.
Yeah.
First and last name. That was my goal. I told my agent, they're like, oh, I understand what you mean. I'm going to have a first and last name.
You have a first and last name.
You understand? Even, I said, even on TV, you get, like they were sending me, it's like, why am I man number one? Like, can I be man number two? Like, why? Is it just like, and you look at the size, man number one. It's like, really? Can't you give him a name?
Give him a name, please.
It's not that hard, is it really? It's like, you don't have to, I don't know if you get paid more if you have a name, a first and last name, but man number one is two names. It's like two things. So I'm like,
just give him a name.
give him a name like Saul or something. I like Saul.
No, I feel that though. I get what you mean. I guess mine before then it was always like a year and a half cat.
Yeah. That you just.
Oh, I mean, year and a half. What am I saying? How many things did I do before then? Just Disney, I think.
How long was the Disney thing?
Year and a half.
You're like, I'm out. And so look, let's get to, this is the thing about this, about Unsung that I really wanted to do is get people like who are not like always in the limelight. Do you know what I mean? Like not another Audra like interview because she needs another one. But this, the fact that you were the swing for 6 characters?
10.
Look, she's going down.
Gerry. I ain't never been no swing before.
Okay, all right. So first of all, let's tell the people what a swing does. Tell the people what the swing does.
Okay, so as an offstage swing, you cover the people, like if anybody calls out or gets sick or gets COVID or has a COVID scare, anything COVID related really these days. But if somebody's not there, the swing fills in the hole.
Right.
Sometimes a swing has to do a split track, which means if too many people are there, they have to do half of this one role and half of this role to make sure that the show can keep moving. Before taking this swing job, I've never really looked at that as a swing as like something that I ever wanted to do.
Right.
Like, I want to be the person on stage. I want to be the 8 times a week. Like, hello.
Absolutely.
However, I will say I love Britney Spears, and the person I really wanted to understudy Aisha Jackson, a friend of mine, but someone who I also look up to. And so this would give me the opportunity to like have a front row seat to like take notes on her, like legally, like literally, like I can watch you and write down everything that you're doing. And they're paying me to do that. Like I can still learn and grow. But COVID happened and all of a sudden, you're not just a swing anymore. You're like, it's like you're a superhero. So you go on and it's like, I feel like, I don't know, somebody like the president of Broadway or something like said that thing about swings and
oh God, right.
And everybody was like, how dare you? Swings rule. I'm like, wait, people care about swings right now?
Because I missed that. I don't know, because you look at social media and everybody's talking about swings. I'm like, who said it? Do you remember who said it?
I don't remember her name. And I don't really, I saw it once and Gerry, I was so hurt. I was hurt because I'd never been a swing before. And I was like, I'm working my butt off. I am working harder than I've ever worked in a show in my life. And you're going to publicly say that Broadway is going down because swings suck? How dare, those were not the actual words, but that is how I felt. I was like, how dare you?
That was the meaning of it, right? Because everyone, I mean, like even Hugh Jackman got on board, like everyone got on board, like, no ma'am, no sir, I will not stand for this. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Like, the emotional roller coaster of being a swing, of being watching and getting a text saying, hey, you might be on second act, maybe go quietly put pin curls in, maybe go put a beat on, or somebody finding out that somebody in like the crew tested positive, so the whole cast has to get their COVID test at intermission, but then to take the test after the show, but they've got it there at intermission, so half of them are taking it, and then somebody has a positive case, so guess what? You are on with it, like, no notice, like mid-show swing on. Let's
Oh,
go.
okay. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Let's start with the beginning. Let's start at a very nice place to start. So you go into audition for, tell the title because I always get tripped up. Once upon, you tell the title.
Once upon a one more time.
Once upon a one more time. It's like a black show really to me, but
Oh my gosh. It's like hit me baby one more time, but then also fairy tales once upon a time.
I see. Okay, so you go to audition for a princess. What do you go for audition for?
I went in for one of the princess roles, yeah.
Okay.
Some of it was already cast because they'd been workshopping it since 2017, and so they were just filling in the holes, and I went in for one of the ensemble princess roles. And
Okay.
I think they already knew who they wanted, which is great, especially since she's fantastic. But then my agents called me and they're like, they really like you. They want to find a place for you. And so they're like, how do you feel about being a swing? I was like, well, if I was ever going to swing something, I guess this would be the one where I'm swinging 10 princesses. Like, I love being a prince. I love Disney. Like, I love.
Right. But you've never done, have you swung or understudy before?
No. One time in college, and I told you, I was like, I don't know what those fouette things are. I don't know how to do that. And the girl called out, and then I was on. I was like, I told you I don't know how to do that. So I called out.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. They're like, I don't know how to do those forte things.
I don't know how to do those fouette things. You're not going to make me look stupid.
Oh my God, that is brilliant. So you say yes, which is courageous. Because listen, if it was me, the beginning of Smokey Joe's, it was in LA before it went to Broadway. And Jerry Zaks, full circle again, he was the director of Anything Goes, the good one. So he was doing Smokey Joe's in LA and it was going to Broadway. So I go in on the audition for him and I'm living in LA and he's like, I love you so much. I just want you to be the understudy for Ken and Adrian. And I said to him, I love you, but I can't do it. He's like, what? I can't do it. Like, I mean, it's two like different vocal parts. Like Adrian is, he's singing up in the stratosphere. Ken is like doing the dancing thing, but separately, it's just like, I could understudy one. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And Jerry was like, you're not going to do like a Broadway show and swing? I'm like, absolutely not. Because
No.
I will stink.
I will be bad, and then you won't hire me again.
And then you'll never hire me again. And so I passed on it. And thank God I did, because I still don't want to do it.
It's real.
It's real. The struggle is real. I was like, I'm not stand. I'm not trying to get up to Stand By Me to Adrian Bell like that. It's G's and A's and things. I'm like, if I had to go out, I could do it one show.
I could do it once, but after that, I've got nodes. No, thank you.
Then who else is going to go on? Nobody else. I'm like, I have to do down a fifth.
Gonna have to lower it.
It's like, Stand By Me. And then, it's all of those girls in the show too. It was like, it was all like DJs. Like, those Patty Darcy would look at me like I'm crazy. Why are you singing down there? Why are you down there?
Why are you down there? Impossible.
Oh my God.
That's
okay,
great.
so now you say yes.
Yeah, thinking that I was only understudying the lead and doing like a couple of ensemble tracks.
And you had no idea what the script was. You're like, it's like, oh yeah.
I think I read it. I think I read it before. Okay. I think if I'm given the script before, I like to read it. But oh no, I was not given the script before. No, they gave me nothing.
They gave you nothing. So you're like, okay, one or two. And then they say to you, oh, P.S., it's 10. And then what happens? Besides your head implodes.
Right. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Oh, so every day after rehearsal, I would rehearse at New 42 until they kicked me out of the building, like until they shut down. And then I would go to Pearl or Ripley and check out a room for 2 hours. And I would spend the first 10 minutes crying in the mirror, being like, I can't do this. And then the rest of the time breaking it down, count by count until I felt like I can do this.
So did you do it like, okay, I'm gonna do this first princess first and then do the whole track, or you just tried to, what was your process?
Well, I think my biggest thing at the beginning was there was so much choreography and a lot of them did the same choreography. So I was like, let me just get the choreo on one side and then try to figure it out on the other side. Because our directors are also our choreographers and they are dancers. I'm like, oh my God, okay. So let me just break it. Let me know the choreo and then I can figure out who is where on stage. Because it's just a variation of the same thing. So once I know the main, and then I can memorize lines separately on my own time. That part's easy. The singing part, easy. The dancing part, I just like needed to get that straight. And so every day I would, for 12 days until we got shut down, I would go and get a practice room after rehearsal.
Oh my God, that's involved. I mean, and then how do you do it in the script? Because I mean, I think swings are heroes. I think they're heroes. I mean, because I look at them and like I was like, why am I just coming back to Anything Goes? I was in Anything Goes. I sat next to Rob Ashford. Perhaps you've heard of him, Tony winner. He was the swing of Anything Goes. So he was my dressing room mate. And it would like people would go out and he would have this binder and he would have it color coded. So like, and did you do that? Is that how you did it?
I color coded, but then I was realizing that I was highlighting everything. I was color coding and like every line was highlighted. I'm like, okay, well, and then you know what made it easy for me? I made a page, like I would write it in like Microsoft Word and I would write down all the lines for one character. And then like knowing that I have all of that character's lines memorized, now that just means when I'm on stage, I need to listen and figure out when it's my turn to talk because I know all the lines.
When there's silence, it's your turn.
If everyone's looking at you on stage, it's your turn.
That is genius. And now, is there another swing? Is there two swings? How many swings?
Two female swings and two male swings, at least for the out of town. There'll be more on Broadway.
And who is your sister in crime?
Diana Vaden, who I love. I love her so much. We got along very well, very, very well.
Right. All right. So now, okay. So are you obviously love Britney Spears?
Oh yeah.
And you know all of the music. So it's like, yeah, that's the good part. That's the good.
Yeah.
And what happened when you went on for the first time?
Oh, the first time, that was hilarious because, so you know how we talked about those 10 tracks? Well, I learned that I have to prioritize. These are my first covers. These are my second covers. So my second covers, I don't even have costumes for them. I'm probably not going on for them. Diana, those are her first covers. She'll probably go on for them first. You should know it because that's what our jobs are to do. But don't worry about it.
Right. Not necessary.
So I put the list of 1 to 10 in my priorities of what I need to know. And so the track that was my 10th priority, that was my debut track.
Hello, universe. Universe.
Hello. I literally was like, you've got to be bleep kidding me.
Ducking.
Ducking. Since day one, I was like, if I ever need to go on for this role, just cancel the show. Like an hour before curtain, they're like, Salisha, you're on. I'm like, what? Okay, so then
what happened to Diana?
She was already on. She was already on for a different track.
Oh God, yes.
So now I'm on for whoever else.
Oh my God.
And I was trying to get to work. Everyone's like, Salisha, where are you? Well, being a swing, I get to work at half hour because I'm usually not needed. In a half hour, I'm just kikiing with everybody. When I'm on 8 times a week, I get there an hour and a half before curtain because I love to be there and have plenty of time. But that's not necessary. Like there's just a lot of extra time. So I get there at half hour, except this day I was actually on. So I'm like trying to get to work. We get to work either by walking for 25 minutes or taking a bicycle All the bikes, don't get me started on the transportation. Don't we?
That's too long. Okay, sidebar.
I go to get a bicycle, they're all gone. So I'm jogging to work. I'm like, my phone keeps ringing because everybody's asking me where I am. I'm like, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I get into the building. They put me in somebody's costume.
And this is like at 7:30, half hour. You get there.
Oh, it was a matinee. And it wasn't even a 2 o'clock matinee. That day it was at noon. So it was early. I didn't have time to stress because it was so laughable. I was like, how dare you? I don't even know who you is. But how dare you?
Oh my God. And which princess were you?
Gretel, Princess Gretel. Like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the dance captain. She has the most dancing, has a dance solo, has the most costume changes. She has knee pads on during the show because she's doing the most. I'm like,
Work.
God help me, Jesus.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And
Yeah.
how did it go?
It was actually a blast. It was so much fun. Everybody backstage was like, this way, hair first, then costume. I'm like, okay. On stage, I was like, I pretty much know where she is, but everybody on stage was like, okay, you're gonna be next. Okay, go get the basket. Or we would be dancing in the choreo, and I knew all the choreo, and then we'd be about to go into a transition where everybody changes spots on stage, and people would be doing their choreo and be like, that way, like there, like telling me where to go. I'm like, cool. And it was really fun. It was, second act was a little bit more stressful. Like, but it was good. It was just fine. I was exactly where I needed to be. It's just is so much more organic, and it kept changing so much in tech. And I'm like, what actually is it? Because they do something different every night. So,
oh, wow, yeah.
So it's very organic and slow, and people were literally holding my hand, and it was actually pretty beautiful, but it didn't feel settled in the second act, but it was okay. And
wow.
I got off stage and the whole cast was just a big celebration backstage.
Oh my God, you must have felt so great after it was over.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I did that.
Right, that's amazing.
I never want to do this again.
Because the thing about it, that, everybody listening and watching, the thing about it is that, you go on stage, as a swing, you never get to run your costume changes, or you never get to know where your props are. You just watch somebody, you're shadowing somebody backstage, and then you're like, oh, okay, that seems good, and I get it. But then when you do it for real, there's like two people around you, like, just stand still. Stop moving, stand still. It's like, oh God, this is it's really hard. You're my hero, girl.
Oh.
That's so great. How many times did you go on?
2.5.
What's 2.5 mean?
The mid-show swing on at intermission.
She got COVID or something, or tested?
Her test results came back positive, but it was a false positive, but we didn't know that at the time.
This pandemic, dear God. What was the second princess you were on for?
Snow White, one of the leads.
Oh, how did that go?
It was really awesome.
Oh my God. I remember Snow White. I mean, I went to see it, everybody. I went to see the show in lovely Washington. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. I was so glad, but I'm so upset that I didn't get to see you on, but I didn't want you to be stressed. So it was so great. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. Snow White is huge.
I know, but that was my number one out of my priorities. They were like, because you're understudying her, make sure you know that role.
Absolutely.
You know all the other ones, but for this one, it's a principal contract. Make sure you know that one. And so I did know it, and it was fun. I was like a little in my head at the beginning of the show because I'm like, you can't drop any lines, because if you drop a line in this first scene, they'll not trust you for the rest of the show. So make sure, like, make sure you know it. And I did. I know that one, and it was so fun. And afterwards, like, I was on my bike trying to get home, and somebody saw me on the sidewalk. They were like, "You were Snow White. You were my favorite." I'm like,
oh, I love it so much. Oh, I love it so much.
that was really cool.
And what was the half? What character was the half?
Gretel again.
Gretel again. Gretel needs some. What's up with Gretel?
No, it's just like our rule for our show is like, if you are exposed to somebody who just tested positive for COVID, you can't come. You can't sit with us.
You can't be in the play.
Like, even if you were exposed.
Oh, right. Wow. And so what? Oh my God! What is the plan for the what's the future for Once Upon a One More Time?
Gosh, what's the future for Broadway? I don't know. I hear rumors, but I don't know. I know before the pandemic, I had my pre-Broadway and my Broadway contract, but afterwards, we've only gotten our out of town, which we just did, and we're hearing rumors about summer, like May or June or July maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah. And you just live in hope and grace at the time. That's what you have to do.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for this pandemic, I wouldn't know what to do with myself with unemployment. I would not be ready for that. I'd be like very stressed, but I'm like, well, I survived for 19 months without a job by the grace of God.
Yes, you did.
It puts me in a different mindset now. If I'm like between shows, I'm like, I know what this feels like.
Yeah, that's good. It's to me, it's like the calming part about it. But it's like it's not calm. But it's like you feel like, okay, because it's been going really great, and then I was doing Ain't Misbehaving, supposedly directing choreographing Ain't Misbehaving in Cleveland, and it was the only show that got canceled because of COVID. So I've been having like this, since Godspell, I've been working, even when no one was working. I'm like, all right, just keep your head down and keep going and praise him. I was just like, okay, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And it's just, and then Cleveland just got it's just people in Cleveland, they were masses. So I was like, okay. He called, and it was like 2 weeks before. I was like, if we can just make it to this Omicron thing, and it was 2 weeks before, and I was like, and this is the third time it was postponed. The third time.
Wow.
Yeah. See, it's gonna happen. I'm a firm believer in it, because we have to believe, because we're in show business. We have to believe. I mean,
Yeah.
There's nothing else but believe. But I'm gonna be working with you again. Woo! Salisha is the lead of this new musical called Stomping at the Savoy, and she's playing Ida Moore. She's the lead. Alan Governor, who wrote it, he asked me, do you know anybody who could do this? I said, I know the perfect person to do it. So I'm so glad we get to work together. April 18th. It's coming up very soon.
It really is.
You know that thing. It's like, oh my God. And we're doing a reading of it at the Open Jar Studios. And we'll find out the times and dates if you go to the York YouTube channel. You will find it out. It's fantastic.
I'm
Salisha,
so excited for this.
lead of it, ladies and gentlemen. She's the lead. And we did 2 readings of it. Did we 2? We did 1.
We might have done 2.
We might have done 2. And you were just so perfect. You're perfect. And you know, Alan, the writer, just loves you so much. And he's like, you made a discovery, you found a star. I'm like, sweetie, I've known her. She's a star for years, honey. This is not new. This ain't nothing new.
Oh my gosh, Gerry, I'm so excited and so like honored that you even thought of me. I'm excited for double Dutch lessons. I'm excited to like, I might have to get on a plane to New York City right now. Okay. I mean, in a couple hours. I'm so excited to be doing this, like to get to work with you again. And I think it's going to be good. Alan asked me, he's like, how tall are you? I was like, well, I am actually not a centimeter over 5'4", but with my hair, I'm 5'8". So what do you need, honey?
Like, what do you need? Why he wants you to be taller? You can't.
I think to be short.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's the real person. That's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm gonna let you get your plane.
Okay.
My hand's like this. I'm hoping that you make it back.
I know, me too.
Yeah. It's just, but you know what? Go to the airport. What airline you on?
JetBlue. American? Nope. American.
Okay, they're good too. I mean, you know, it's not Spirit, is it?
No, heck no. I'm trying to live. Yeah.
Listen, when I'm going to the airport and I walk by people waiting for Spirit Air, I'm like, you're not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it. Did you pay extra for the seatbelts?
Did you pay extra?
You gotta pay extra.
You didn't pay extra for the air.
You didn't pay extra for the air. Do you want access to the thing if the oxygen mask, if it falls down, or you don't need that?
You don't need that. You won't need that. God bless Spirit Air. Listen, it's a joke. Even I was watching Family Guy. It's a joke on Family Guy, you know. But God bless Spirit Air. Oh my God, I adore you.
I love you.
I love you so much. I'm so glad that, first of all, A, I got to see you in Washington. B, I get to play with you again in April and in Stomping at the Savoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
You're literally a hero. That's what Unsung's about. Because the swings are heroes. And no one goes like, oh my God, yeah, the swings. Like, no, the swings are the heroes. The understudies are the heroes because they're ready to go at a minute's notice. And it's really, really hard. Really hard. Learning 10 different parts is really hard, ladies and gentlemen. This is not easy. This is not for the weak-hearted. Yes. All right, my love. I will talk to you later. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I adore you so much.
Love you. Bye, Gerry.
Bye. Next up on the main stage, we have a new musical. It's called Penelope, or How the Odyssey Was Really Written. Book and lyrics by Peter Kellogg, who brought us Desperate Measures. Music by Stephen Weiner. Musical direction and orchestration by David Hancock Turner, Steve Delahanty, and Stephen Weiner. It is directed and it's choreographed by Emily Maltby, and it's at the Theater at St. Jean's. It runs March 22nd through April 24th. And there's also a reading of a new musical written by Alan Governor and is directed by me, and it's called Stomping at the Savoy. So for more information, and if you're not a subscriber, go to yourtheater.org, and that's theater spelled the good old-fashioned way with an R-E. And thank you for supporting the York Theater. We really appreciate it.